you don't know, I run a channel here on YouTube that focuses mainly on old style traditional martial arts and conditioning training, endurance and toughness training, and a bit of law enforcement stuff. So today I was doing a bit of iron bar training, where I like to do weighted and iron bar training. And whilst I was hanging out here, I know you guys haven't seen me for a while, I thought I'd reintroduce the iron bar. The theme of training for the year is sort of trying to train feet and legs and stuff. So that's a good point where this comes. Now, first off, the ethos of this, yeah? So you get a bar, this is a 15 kilo one, and the ethos of this is that this bar is kind of gonna become your friend, yeah? That's the kind of ethos of like the iron bar training method, or whatever you want to call it, that this thing is going to become your friend and you're just going to get used to it. So you're gonna run with it, you're going to walk with it, you're going to move with it. There's lots of different methods you can do, and lots of different things, and that's the idea. So like I said, this is a 15 kilo one, and it's just an axle bar from a car, and I've had this one and variants of this for years. But you can do the same thing in that Kung Fu ethos, because it's more about, that's what this video is about. It's more about like a mental attitude and intention. So this can be like a sandbag, this can be a rock. I mean, it's cheap. Over the years, you've seen me train with all sorts of different stuff. But also with something particularly being a bar, it has its benefits, yeah? So so I thought we'd just chat about it today. If we get any commenters and views and stuff on that, we'll have a chat about anything to do with the martial arts and channel. I know I've been away for a long time doing what I've been doing, so I'm also trying to get back into things. So once again, we'll start doing a bit of training, and we'll talk about all sorts of stuff. Now, great thing with the iron bars as well is this is only 15 kilos, but already you can use it nicely for your stances. And again, the ethos of this bar is that we keep it with us, we use it a lot. So you can do your warm up, you hold it. Yeah, well, ideally I'd go for a run, like around a block, for a run, a few kilometers or whatever, a couple of miles. But you can do your warm up on your feet with your bar. But again, you go for a run. But if you've got no space, you can even start with something like this. Now this can be a rock, this can be any kind of weight, and you just do some of these. Obviously this is gonna be a bit of a sort of a skip through a lot of the different methods. But yeah, this can be a rock, this can be whatever. It's that Kung Fu ethos of find something and you're going to get used to it. But if it is a bar, then you can also add some extra stuff onto it. Yeah. Conditioning, strengthen muscle. There's lots of different things you can do with this. Grip. Again, this one is about the grip of a Red Bull can. So it's just an axle bar. I got it from just like a metal shop. Yeah, you can buy them online, but they're always super expensive. So you do your jogging or whatever, you're bouncing, whatever. Now, cool thing with the stances is you want to practice, because this year's thing is feet. You want to practice a bit of stance stuff. So you don't put your feet too wide apart, and then you just practice squatting down, not too fast, but don't just lift your heels off the floor a little bit. There's a reason for that, Kung Fu reason, but we won't talk about it now. But just lift your heels off the floor just a little bit. So maybe you could get a piece of paper under them, and then that's when you do your squat. Yeah, you do your squat slow. Yes, you can do that for your feet. Breathe into your stomach here. Yeah, and you can do that for your feet. Yeah. Try and keep those heels not too high, not too low. So you can do some of those. Real squats, yeah. You can do some of those, like so. Yeah. So, apologies, you can't see my feet. But you can do some stuff like that. Great. Then again, you can widen things out. into your horse stance, and the same thing. Yeah, you can put your arms out here. If you want, you can put the bar even out here, and you can go into your horse stance. And again, you can stand, yeah. And again, don't let your heels fully contact with the floor. Just keep them off the floor, yeah. Wide horse stance, go down and up and down and up and down and up, yeah. And that's the sort of thing you can do. So try that, and twists as well. Now remember, the ethos of this bar is that you literally have it. I mean, this one I've had for a couple of years. You train with it, you get used to it. So like, it weighs nothing. The cool thing about a bar as well is the way it distributes the weight and the thickness of this one. So again, wide horse. Apologies, you can't see my feet. Don't let your heels be on the floor. Lift them up off the floor a little bit. And in, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up. And this gets that elastic tension going. Yeah? You can slip your stances, slip, stances. So we're going from like bow arrow into horse stance. Bow arrow, horse stance, bow arrow, horse stance. Yeah, and again, we're not letting our heel contact the floor. Yeah, and as you can see, we're twisting, horse stance, bow arrow, horse stance, bow arrow, horse stance, bow arrow, horse stance, up, horse stance, bow arrow, horse stance. Bow arrow, up, down, up, down, up, down, twist, 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 up. Yeah. Now, if you try this, if you try this, and you have your heels on the floor, it'll feel different. So what we're doing with this secret method, it's a bit of a secret, is when you do it, you're keeping your heel just off the floor. And that's really engaging all the elasticness of the tendons. All right? Yeah. So give that a try. Do a run. I'm trying to get into things myself. So do a run. Or do your warm up on the spot with your bar. Bit of jogging. Some high legs, calves, yeah. Then horse stance. Keep your heels off the floor. Boom. Yeah, and then up. And then boom. And then up. And then boom. Yeah. And then up. And then don't let the bar fly off. Up. And then yeah. You can practice shooting it out, taking it in as well. You can practice that, but don't worry too much about that. And then once you've done a few of those, yeah, then you can do twist, 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 twist. Yeah. And of course, if you can't see on the camera, you're working in that 45-degree, obviously, angle that your stance is. And then obviously for your conditioning, of which I need to work on mine, but when you're moving, it'll give you, from your bow arrow stance, give you good turning power, yeah? Boom, yeah? Boom, 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 boom. Doesn't matter if you do boxing or, doesn't matter what your martial art, but this turning is important, yeah? And then a little Shaolin Kung Fu secret, if you will, which you don't hear barely anyone talking about, to add to the top of it, is doing the stances, but just with your heels slightly off the floor. Yeah? So, you've gone with your bar, you've done some running, some jogging, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Remember, this is 15 kilos, this one. You can get 12, you can get 10, and you're just getting used to it, yeah? I've had this one for years, and it's funny because you get used to it, then you don't train for a while. If you don't train, then you pick it up, you try and do what you remember you could do, and you're in a world of hurt. So that's also good. So do your things, because like I said, the theme for this sort of part of the year is stances and feet and stuff. So that's why I'm telling to do the horse stance and the little movements with your heels just off the floor, because it develops, for Kung Fu or for martial art, it develops that elastic power. You're not relying on the heel to bed yourself in, you're relying on the forefoot, yeah? And gives you that springiness, yeah? So if I go heel, I'm like here, using those particular muscles in my leg. But if I go forefoot, I'm here, yeah? Gives you like a freshness. So that's from bow arrow, mabu, or whatever you call it in your martial arts stance, to horse stance. Just an interchange between stances, yeah? And now remember, when you twist, as I'm sure you will, breathe out, and that tenses the stomach, yeah? Because if you don't, well, you'll see. If you just go like that and you don't control your muscles, you can twinge your back. But the good thing is you probably won't do that with a weight. Your body will naturally do it, which is cool. So yeah, what have we covered? We've covered jogging on the spot with our bar, getting used to it, or going for a run like I do whilst you run. Also, it's like a Coke can size. So whilst you run, you hold it as well. And this burns the hell out of this arm. You can let it hold it like this. You can twizzle it, burning the hell out of the arm, getting the grip real good. Yeah, you can work your way up it. So you're running, going for your run. This is what I do. Kung Fu bar. This hand gets burnt out, obviously. Go on to the next one. Go for your run. Your body's getting strong. Your legs are getting strong, because it's like a weight vest, but you're carrying the bastard. Yeah, any of my military friends, some of my police friends, you guys will probably have done something like this. Pain in the ass. So there we go. And now, yeah, you can run. Add a few curls in there. And more the reason for these curls, as our cheat curls, is for the like arm wrestling styling. It's for the moments, the physics, and the tendons. Yeah, like a hammer curl. So you're just working it up there, and you're really just wanting that nasty weight on the end as you're running. And it just, for a few seconds, when the bar's straight, it's really straining all those tendons. It's a bit like doing these kind of movements. Yeah, just straining those tendons. And then I like to run and sort of twist it as well. Yeah, it's just horrible movements that are great for your grip, and your body loves them. Yeah, twist them, yeah. Yeah, this is just classic sort of Kung Fu method that I love to do, or at least in my thing that I do, iron body martial arts, I love to do. Another one is interchanges like this. Yeah. Again, this is whilst you're running or you're jogging, or you might stop, and it's just to rinse, like grip You're just practicing grip because look, you're twisting, you're doing your arms, you're twisting, yeah, you're twisting. It's just practicing like a real natural kettlebell style grip movement. Not too isolated, because remember you're running or you're moving, yeah. And then you can be running, and you can do the same. Do like a grip, grab, you push her up, yeah, grab. And I mean, hopefully you can see. I mean, this thing's been in my channel for years. This silly bar, yeah. But hopefully you can see that I kind of do what I say. Just do some twizzles over. Yeah. And again, we're not doing bodybuilding here. We don't need super form. We just want our body to just like put in that work, you know, as if it's like, as if this is like our tool, you know. This is like, we're some manual labor tool thing. You just put it in there, put in that work. Yeah. So then, arms are a bit tired. Grab it, like I said. Up, whole stance. 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 Up. Sorry, you can't see my full legs. Whole stance. Up, whole stance. Up, whole stance. Up. Yeah, and again, the secret is, with those horse stances, I want those heels 1/2 centimeter off the floor at all times. Yeah, and then horse stance, bow arrow. Same. Yeah, see? Yep. Yep. And then some of you may or might not recognize these stances. This is like an hourglass stance, similar to Wing Chun or Goju Ryu Karate. Yeah. Or like, sort of like a neutral duck foot, duck toed boxing stance. And then you can feel your grounding in the floor as you're using your kind of grounding in your core muscles to effectively develop punch. Looks silly, but sillier things have been done. So uppercuts, change leg, looks done, twists, twist, yeah. Some more stances. Now if you want to work a bit of iron body into it, once you're nice and warm, you can eject this onto yourself. Yeah? Yeah. But that's only if you do iron body training, yeah? Can do the same with your stomach. But that's only if you do iron body training. But just do it once you're warm. Please do like and sub. I've been on YouTube for 15 something years. I'm not a sellout, so not that much. So I guess my channel isn't that big and my production values are low. So anyway, okay. So those are some things. And also I'm happy to do all sorts of questions about the channel and everything, any aspect of your training. I just wanted to do these things and invite you guys along. And maybe some of this will help you in your training in Kung Fu. So now, if you think about it, we've been training our grip because we've been running with this bar. So we've been training our grip because we've been running with this fat bar, weighs a load, run. We've been curling it, pressing it as we run. We've been doing twists as we run and curls. We've been, and notice we haven't really been doing any kind of things like normal curls, but of course you can do those. And I actually like doing like sort of half ones where you can control the weight of the bar by just holding one end whilst you're running or whatever. Control it, or then when you stop, you can do full, and my arms are cooked, but you can do full curls if you want to do some curls and twists. I always like doing curls and twists. Curl, curl, curl and twist, press. Yeah, it's only 15 kilos, so it's not a heavy weight, but because it's nice and thick and you've been carrying it for ages, it's good. Anyone who's had to bust down a door will love this one. Or we all remember the horrible upper door. That's always the one that gets everyone. At least they got a handle. Anyway, we're not practicing that. I just thought it was funny. So, anything you can do with your Western weights, you can do with your bar. For endurance and stuff, carry it with you. So what we done? We done runs, we done grip, then we done stancing. Yeah, boom. And we purposely been on our forefoot, not our heels, when we go into our stance, to give us that elastic tension. Whoop. Up on the left, sorry, up on the right, down, up on the left, down, up on the right, down, and then shoot. Then we're going from obviously horse stance to bow arrow, back to horse stance to bow arrow. Yeah. And again we're keeping that keeping those heels. You don't hear hardly anyone say this in the Kung Fu world, but you heard it here. Heels slightly off the floor. Paper, couple of mils. Don't let those heels touch the floor. And training like that trains like an elastic tension in your legs. It's actually one of the secrets of Shaolin Kung Fu that no one talks about, probably because they don't know. And it's the same reason why they train those, you know, the poles that stand on, the poles, because those poles force you to keep the weight on your forefoot, which makes your balance and your muscle movement much different. You know, like makes you cat-like. Whereas usually these days we tend to keep all our weight on our heels. But for fighting and this and that next thing, forefoot, developing that power on your forefoot is very good. There's even been some training shoes. I think years ago Ken Shamrock was involved in some training shoes which were basically like giant heels without a heel, and it stopped you being able to put your heel down, so you just had to like do everything on your forefoot. And what I'm talking about there is just an ancient way. That was an ancient way of doing that same thing. Yeah. You could put out some bricks, stand on some bricks, do squats on bricks. That's the same thing. So yeah, but again, my channel fades into the obscurity of YouTube and is not noticed, but that's all right. Someone else will see it and they'll say it was their idea. I don't care. So yeah, anyway, don't forget the twists. So nice twists. And here's where you can get your martial art, get your sport, get your boxing, get your MMA, and you can just work something in here, a movement, an angle that you're weak, something that you're not best at, work it in. I find these grip trainings great for when I did BJJ. I never got any problems with my fingers or hands, only my toes. Yeah, with all different grip trainings. Yes, you can do like one curl up here, and then some curls up here, then turn it round, do some curls up here. And don't forget, all of this is after or during we're running. Sometimes if I'm at work, obviously I don't have this, but I'll set the treadmill to incline and I'll just carry a weight, carry a bag, carry a kettlebell, and I'll do the same thing. I'll just be going uphill, working those 4 feet, and then I'll just do some movements. Do some curls, do some holds. Hold. Yeah. Curls. Slow curls. Slow. Do some grips at the bottom. That sort of thing, Do a press. Maybe do 20 or so, whatever. However many presses you want to do, but then to keep it up there. And then I'll start as well, like let go of one, like try and take weight off one and hold on the other, as if you're trying to hold it up one-handed. That's a great one for the grip. So I'm doing it on the right hand now, this hand. Do it on the left hand. Right hand. And who knows, one day you might even be strong enough to hold it up there one-armed. You got all that force of the whole length of the bar traveling through your hand. Awesome stuff. And again, whilst I'm jogging, I love doing motions like this. Yeah, because these are useful motions that we use, in wrestling. Like wrestling, jiu-jitsu, grappling, trapping, clinching. This is these kind of, and also keeping yourself square. I'm not the greatest wrestler. I've done a little bit of BJJ and a lot of traditional jiu-jitsu, but you guys were better than me or whatever. You know how valuable this position is, keeping yourself like this, and also being able to pummel and trap and just have power like here in this area. Yeah. So that's good. That bar helps with that. And then with the other exercises we were doing, the twisting, obviously that goes without saying. You're training your legs to develop the power with your core. You're punching, changing, and you can see the benefit that having that bar has with your training, your movement. And you guys are better boxers than me, but whatever your style is, those great little training method for that. At the end of the day, that's what my channel's about, is Iron Body Martial Arts. It's just lots of training methods. A lot of them are from Kung Fu, and I've just trained them over the years, and I just dish them out here, and you can pretty much use them for any martial art you want. So it doesn't matter like how good I am or I'm not. Training methods speak for themselves. Drills, as we know, you guys know from BJJ, from karate, from MMA, from whatever martial art you're in. The drills speak for themselves. You can have a shit instructor teach you a move and you'll be shit, but you can still go to a shit place and learn like a training drill, and it'll help you. Yeah, so Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. So what is that? So that's pretty cool because that's half an hour. So, I mean, we've not been going crazy, but the cool thing is you guys have seen it here live. We've been working this bar for half an hour. It's only a 15 kilo bar. I'm a little bit out of shape compared to some of the past years, but there we go. 15 kilo bar. I weigh like 84 kilos. I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm a dad, a little bit out of shape. Haven't been putting in as much training as I would have liked, but still, we worked this bar for half an hour, and we did all right. Yeah. So hopefully you guys can do even better. Yeah. Another movement you can do with the bar is twists. This comes also from traditional spear, kung fu spear. Yeah, or bow staff. Or, yeah, you do twists one way, and then you twist the other way. Clockwise and counterclockwise. Clockwise and counterclockwise. You do them down as well, like stirring a cauldron. Down, 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 down. This looks silly, and you do them up. Yeah, do them up like this. And then also you can do just drops, where you just drop this thing, pick it up. Drop this thing, pick it up. And again, you can be jogging on the spot. You can be running. And again, like tomorrow, I'll go for a run if I can. Maybe get the kids to come with me. They're only very young, like a few years old. So I've got to be careful. But again, you'd be running with this. You'd be running with it like this. Run. You know the drill. Run. Yeah. If you want to then, like I said, if you want to then do a bit of conditioning, you can take this to full out here in horse stance or whatever, and then you can get it against you. Yeah. Eject it towards you. From there to your arms. Yeah. Yeah. Or stomach. But that's only if you do. Oh, hello. You're woken up. Let's put you back to bed. Was I making too much noise? There we go. Oh well, there we go. So, there you have it. One down. Oh. So, there we go. There's the bar. So yeah, it's about as thick as a Red Bull can or something like that. So yeah, give it a go. See what you think. Doesn't have to be a bar. It can be a rock, sandbag, whatever. It can be like a more traditional weights bar with weights on the end. And then when you twist, because the weights are further from the center, it'll change the dynamic of it. But just obviously be careful, because if the weight's further out, it's gonna get you back. That's the cool thing about this bar. It's not that, it's only, I don't know, I don't even think it's quite a meter long. But it's got a lot of density in there. Very versatile tool. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that video there. Try it in your training, see what you think. was good to get that in there. Yeah, and again, I'm open to any questions about the channel or anything like this. I mean, I know I've actually been away for 10 months, so you guys haven't seen me for 10 months. I've just been getting through life, to be honest, with the kids and stuff, and trying to do some training when I can. And now I'm in a point where I can do a little bit more. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, no, that's cool. No, we don't have any questions, so that's cool. Oh. Yeah, so anyway, give those a try. And this, like I said, the theme for this year is the feet. So although that seems like it's a lot of arm stuff, obviously if you're running, you know, you've got this weight that you're holding, it's going on your feet. Then if you're doing those squat exercises that I was showing, you know, that'll be your legs. Yeah, and you want to like fast twitch. So that's why, again, I was saying keeping the heel when we squat, not massive, keeping the heel like kind of like this much off the ground on purpose when you're doing those movements, and it's going to engage that forefoot and it's going to change your balance a little bit, and it'll give you that spring power that maybe you're looking for, or at least give it a try, see what you think. Yeah, that's me for today. Great. Oh, before I go, great holding the bar and just twisting, great for building core power for your punches and your movement. It's because you're kind of hyper exaggerating what you need to do, and then, you know, when you do need to punch or twist or move, you've just got that core that helps you do it, you know. So yeah, okay. Anyone got any questions before I head off? I don't know if it's some of the guys who follow the channel or anyone. Doesn't have to be about this topic that we're doing now. And yeah, you can, if you're not doing the kung fu and stuff, you can do those. If you are doing the kung fu and the iron body stuff, like I said, you can use the bar to do a bit of striking on the body, and also you can roll it on the forearms this way around, not this way around. The meat doesn't mean it, that's not going to do much on the bone. You can have it on the bone and just roll, and it'll help you build the bone. Yeah, so build the bones so that the bones are tough, you know, for blocking and striking, whatever you want to do. So yeah, you can try that too. Also, before I go, I know I've been away 10 months, but what the hell has happened to YouTube whilst I've been away? I mean, I made a video about it the other day, but man, there's some strange stuff that's creeped onto YouTube martial arts wise. There seems to be a lot of people doing like really bad Tai Chi stuff. They're starting that again. They're doing like, you know, and you know me, I'm a fan of the Qigong and the Tai Chi, but there's a bunch of people doing this empty force jelly stuff again, man. Like, so I don't know what's happened there, how those lot have crept in again, but yeah, they're coming with a vengeance. The jelly men. And I mean, I made a video the other day saying, look, everyone's entitled to do whatever aspect of martial arts they want, and that's why I don't shout out, like I don't look at channels and go, you know, oh, this is crap, that's crap, because look, what's this crap that I'm doing? But yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't get to have an opinion. I can see stuff. I don't need to shout it out or even name it, but I'm sure you guys have seen it out there. Yeah, the empty force brigade are out in full again on a lot of videos. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, strange, but oh well. What should we do next? What will the next video be? I don't know. I was going to do a little video today of the stance training because we were training feet and legs. But I thought, oh well, I'll tell you what, I'll pick up the bar and I'll just do that instead, because that's good. I mean, you do a run with your bar or your weight, and you've just pretty much trained your whole body. Yeah, so okay. Anyway, cool guys. Have a good one. Keep up the training, and hopefully I'll be able to put out some more videos and just some more chats about general stuff. Yeah, cool. And I'll catch you around. How do I even turn this thing off now? I've forgotten. The X.